Vigilant Guard is an exercise program that is at US Northcom, and each quarter we run a different Vigilant Guard exercise in a different state around the country.
It's not only a Guard exercise, but it's a whole of government exercise. So how different parts of government, to include volunteers, come together to take on different scenarios or different challenges that states might encounter.
As a part of the exercise, we design it to stress the state so much that they reach a point that they have to reach outside the state for resources.
The scenarios that were built for each of the training exercises and the number of training locations, I think, was probably significant enough to really challenge the state. So I've been really impressed with the breadth of training opportunities that Ohio took advantage of.
Well, having the resources available to bring the local first responders and the Guard units together and work through the scenarios is vitally important. One of our goals was to ensure that the resources like the train derailment function well. Some of our propane props that we have are available for the live fire training scenarios.
It's as realistic as we could possibly make it in showing how the Guard works with these other civilian agencies and state and local agencies. It shows how the big picture, how everything comes together to prepare their soldiers, their airmen.
It's about how we connect. It's who we coordinate with. It's knowing the names of the people and the places and the faces within those agencies so that when bad things happen, we know how to deal with each other.
Building partnerships is by far the best thing that we can do with these things. It gives us an opportunity to work with each other. They get the practice, but not only just the practice within their teams, but they get the practice with each other. That is so very, very important for these catastrophic incidents that we run across, either natural or man-made.
One of the things that we've seen both in the real world as well as in exercises is that if you don't have different elements joining together and working as one, it's a real challenge when there's a real world event. So as an example, we would want some of, say, the National Guard responders to have an opportunity to work with their civilian, say, fire department counterparts.
Part of the unique opportunities is that we can coordinate with our higher headquarters as well as being able to work with other assets. Our medical element is down in Fairborn and Calamityville, and they're able to work with civilian partners to practice their craft of mass medical triage.
We are looking at things proactively, and we're trying to test ourselves and think ahead and be creative with the things that could occur, and then to make sure that the connectivity is there throughout government, throughout all the agencies, that we can know where our vulnerabilities are, and we can get after them well ahead of time and before an event actually happens to the state of Ohio.
The state of Ohio deserves a lot of credit for putting something this grand scale together and being able to successfully enact a multi-jurisdictional, multi-agency response that brings us all together and allows us to understand a little bit better about our own capabilities and how we would integrate with some of our response partners if we're called upon to do so in the future.